Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we are going to begin the 16th group elements. Sixteenth group elements or sixth A group elements are also known as chalcogens. What are the 16th group elements? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. These are the 16th group elements. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. These are the 16th group elements. General electronic configuration of the 16th group elements is Ns2, Np4. This is the general electronic configuration. Oxygen, sulfur, these two are non-metals. Selenium, tellurium, metalloids. Polonium is a radioactive metal. Polonium is a radioactive metal. Now look at some of the properties. Oxygen, diatomic. Sulfur, selenium, tellurium, these are octaatomic. Polonium is monoatomic. Oxygen is a diatomic. Sulfur, selenium, tellurium are octaatomic. Polonium is monoatomic. Atomic radii. Atomic radii increases from top to bottom. In every group, the same trend is observed. Atomic radii, atomic size increases from oxygen to polonium. Density from oxygen to polonium, density increases. Oxygen to polonium, density increases. Ionization potential from oxygen to polonium, ionization potential decreases. Electronegativity, which is the most electronegative element in 16th group elements. Oxygen is the most electronegative element. After that, selenium. After that, sulfur, tellurium. This is the electronegativity order. Our expected order is somewhat different than this order. Oxygen greater than, selenium greater than, sulfur greater than, tellurium. Polonium is a radioactive element, so generally we are not going to discuss about the polonium. Electronegativity. This is the order of electronegativity. Next, look at the electron affinity or the electron gain enthalpy. Electron gain enthalpy order is sulfur greater than, selenium greater than, tellurium greater than. If you want to include the polonium, just write down polonium, otherwise eliminate that polonium. Polonium greater than oxygen. So sulfur greater than, selenium greater than, tellurium greater than, polonium greater than oxygen. This is the electron affinity order, electron gain enthalpy order. But our imagination is electron affinity decreases from top to bottom. Electron affinity decreases from top to bottom. So which element have more electron affinity? According to our knowledge, oxygen must have the most electron affinity. But experimental data showing that most electron affinity element is electron gain enthalpy element is sulfur. So what is the reason? Electron affinity of oxygen less than sulfur. Electron affinity of oxygen less than sulfur. Number 1, due to small atomic size of oxygen. Second one, interelectronic repulsions between already present electrons and incoming electrons. And incoming electrons. So this is the reason electron affinity of oxygen is less than sulfur, because small atomic size of oxygen and interelectronic repulsions between already present electron and incoming electron. So this is about the electron affinity, electron gain enthalpy. Next one, other properties. Oxidation state. Oxidation state. These 16th group elements exhibit -2, +2, +4, +6 oxidation states. 16th group elements exhibit -2, +2, +4, +6 oxidation state. Due to high electronegativity, it exhibits -2 oxidation states. The other oxidation states are generally it is shown. We will discuss about the oxidation states in case of oxygen. Oxygen, common oxidation state is -2. Oxygen common oxidation state is -2. In peroxides, oxidation state is -1. In peroxides, oxidation state of oxygen is -1. In superoxides, oxidation state of oxygen is minus 1 by 2. In superoxides, oxygen state of oxygen is minus 1 by 2. In fluorine compounds, oxidation states are either plus 1 or plus 2. In O2F2, oxidation state is plus 1. In OF2, oxidation state is plus 2. Look at this O2F2. We need the oxidation state. So this become 2x. Each fluorine oxidation state is minus 1. So 2 chlorines are there, minus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to plus 1. Here oxygen state is x, minus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to plus 2. So oxygen also shows plus 1 and plus 2 oxidation states in its fluorine compounds. In all the other cases, it shows only negative oxidation states. Only with the fluorine compounds, it shows the positive oxidation state. It is important. Remember that one, oxygen shows positive oxidation state in its fluorine compounds. I think you know about the superoxides examples: potassium superoxide, sodium superoxide, all these are in the cell. Cesium superoxide, all these are the examples of superoxides. You know the examples of peroxides also: hydrogen peroxide, sodium peroxide, barium peroxide. All these are the peroxides. Next, look at the allotropy of the 16th group elements. Allotropy. All elements exhibit allotropy. Oxygen have 2 allotropic forms. Oxygen have 2 allotropic forms. They are O2 and O3. Sulfur have number of allotropic forms. Alpha sulfur, also known as rhombic sulfur. This rhombic sulfur is in S8 form. Beta sulfur, this is monoclinic sulfur. This one also is in S8 form. Next one is gamma sulfur. Next one is plastic sulfur. Epsilon sulfur. Or simply it can be written like this: xi sulfur. Next one is angel sulfur. So these are the allotropic forms of sulfur. this angle sulfur is in S6 form, means hexagon. Alpha, beta, gamma sulfurs are octatomic. Alpha, beta, gamma sulfurs are octatomic and they have puckered ring structures. They have the puckered ring structures. Puckered ring are, you can say, crown structures. They have the crown structures. I will draw the crown structures of this alpha, beta, gamma, alpha, beta, gamma sulfurs. This angle sulfur have chain form. Angle sulfur have the chain form. So alpha, beta, gamma sulfurs are in alpha, beta, gamma sulfur have crown structure. This is the crown structure. The bond angle in this alpha sulfur, alpha, beta, gamma sulfur is 107 degrees. Now look at the angle sulfur. This is the angle sulfur. Sulfur atoms, how many sulfur atoms are there? 6 sulfur atoms are there. So here the bond angle is 102 degrees. So in S8 form the bond angle is 107 degrees. In S6 form the bond angle is 102 degrees. Next one is transition temperature. Transition temperature. So what is meant by transition temperature? The temperature at which one allotropic form converted to another allotropic form is known as the transition temperature. This is alpha sulfur and this one is beta sulfur. The temperature required to convert alpha sulfur into beta sulfur is known as the transition temperature, and this transition temperature is 96 degrees centigrade. You can convert that one into Kelvins also. This is the transition temperature. One allotropic form is converted into another allotropic form. Alpha sulfur converted to beta sulfur. Further heading to about 160 degrees centigrade, near to 160 degrees centigrade, you will get the gamma sulfurs also. And further heating to the melting point of sulfur, near to the melting point of sulfur, and suddenly pouring the liquid, the melted liquid into water, then you get the plastic sulfur. This one. In plastic sulfur, in case of plastic sulfur, all these crown shaped ring bonds will be broken down, so you will get this type of chains of sulfur, zigzag chains of sulfur having plastic sulfur is obtained. So this is about the allotropic forms of sulfur. Oxygen have two allotropic forms, sulfur have alpha, beta, gamma, xysulfur, epsilon sulfur, all these are the allotropic forms of sulfur. Next, selenium also exhibit allotropic forms. Selenium also have the 6 allotropic forms. Tellurium also exhibit the allotropic forms. Selenium have 6 allotropic forms. Okay, you just remember that one. Selenium have 6 allotropic forms. Enough. Next we will look at the hydrides of this 16th group elements, hydrides. When the 16th group elements react with hydrogen, the formed compounds are known as the hydrides. These hydrides general formula is H2M. Here M is the 16th group elements. So instead of M, if you put the oxygen, then it will become H2O. If you put the sulfur, it will become H2S, H2Se, H2Pe, and H2. These are the hydrates of 16th group elements. H2O is known as water. This is hydrogen sulfide. This is hydrogen selenide. This is hydrogen haluride. And this one is hydrogen polonite. So these are the hydrates of 16th group elements. We will look at the properties. H2O is non-toxic liquid, colorless, odorless liquid. You know that H2O is non-toxic, colorless, odorless liquid. Remaining all these hydrates are toxic gases. Remaining all these hydrates are toxic gases with foul smell. H2S have the foul smell. It has the toxic nature. Other properties of these hydrates. From H2O to H2PO, bond length increases. Bond length increases. When bond length increases, what happens to bond energy? Bond energy decreases. Bond length increases, bond energy decreases. When this molecule easily dissociate, it releases the. So we will discuss what about this stability order. So stability order is decreases from H2O to H2PO. Most stable one is water. H2O stable, bond energy decreases. I will write another one. Stability decreases. Thermal stability. Thermal stability decreases. Most stable one is H2O. And this H2O is stable up to 2000 degrees centigrade. Most unstable one is H2PO. This is unstable. Dissociated room temperature. Dissociated room temperature. When these hydrates dissociate, they releases the hydrogen gas. This hydrogen readily attack to other substance, hence they behave as an reducing agents. These hydrates behave as a reducing agents, behaves as a reducing agent, and this reduction capacity increases, reducing capacity increases, reducing capacity increases from H2O to H2PO. H2PO is the strong reducing agent. All these hydrates contains lone pair of electrons. When they contain the lone pair of electrons, they behave as Lewis bases. Behaves as Lewis bases. And this Lewis basic capacity decreases down the group. Lewis basic capacity decreases down the group. First one is strong Lewis base. When we move from top to bottom, this Lewis basic capacity slowly decreases. Next one, H2O is in sp3 hybridization. Bond angle is 104 degrees. It has angular shape. Remaining hydrides H2S, H2SE, H2TE, H2PO does not undergo hybridization. Remaining hydrides are not in hybridization. Hence, bond angle is near to 90 degrees. The bond angle is near to 90 degrees. That does not involve in hybridization. Boiling points. As molecular size increases, what happens to the boiling points? As molecular size increases, van der Waals forces of attraction increases. When van der Waals forces of attraction increases, boiling points also increases. So our expected order is the smaller one have the less boiling point, the large size one have the more boiling point. Which one is the small size one? H2O is the small size one. So boiling point of H2O is less according to our expectation. But due to the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, H2O has more boiling point when compared with other hydrates. Boiling points order. Boiling points are H2S less than H2SE less than H2TE less than H2O. I am not using the H2O because it dissociates easily at room temperature. And it is a radioactive element hydride, so we are not discussing about that one. So the remaining elements boiling point order H2S less than H2SE less than H2TE less than H2O. So more boiling point one is H2O. Actually this one must be at here. But due to the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, you have to remember this one. Water have more boiling point. Water have more boiling point when compared with other hydrides due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Water have no boiling points. Next we will look at the volatility order. Boiling points are inversely proportional to volatility. Boiling points are inversely proportional to volatility. Look at the volatility order. Volatility. More volatile one is water. Water, H2Te, H2Se, H2S. So which one is the most volatile one? H2S is the most volatile one. So this is about the hydrides of 16th group elements. Group elements hydrides. Next, look at the halides. Halides. The 16th group elements forms halides of general formula MX6. MX4, MX2, M2, So these are the different types of halides formed by the 16th group elements. I am taking MX6 type of halides. Example for MX6 type of halide is SF6, SCl6 not possible due to steric factors. SBr6, SI6 are not possible. Only SF6 is possible. It is formed by direct reaction between sulfur and fluorine. You will get SF6. In SF6, sulfur is in sp3d2 hybridization. Shape of the molecule is octahedral. These are the main points of MX6 type of halides. Now come to the MX4 type of halides. Example for this one is SF4 and SCl4. SF4 is obtained by reaction of sulfur with fluorine in presence of nitrogen atmosphere. Then we will get the SF4. So in presence of nitrogen atmosphere, we will get the SF4. But the yield is very less. SF4 yield is very less. Hence this SF4 is obtained by treating the sulfur with cobalt fluoride, COF3. Then we will get SF4 plus CO. So this is SF4. This SF4 is stable fluorinating agent. SCl4 easily undergoes hydrolysis. CL4 when undergoes hydrolysis, we will get H2 SO3 first. After that it converts to H2 SO4. SF4 means MX4. Hybridization is sp3d. Its hybridization is sp3d. Shape is seesaw. Next, MX2 type of halides. Example is SCl2. Another example is OF2. One of the example is SCl2, another one is OF2. sp3 hybridization, angular shape. This one also the same thing. sp3 hybridization, angular shape. How this SCl2 is obtained? When sulfur is burnt with chlorine, when sulfur reacts with chlorine, first we will get S2Cl2. This S2Cl2 again on reaction with the chlorine, we will get the SCl. So this is the method. OF2 is obtained by the reaction of oxygen and fluorine. M2X2. Example is O2F2 and S2Cl2. How this one is prepared? When sulfur react with chlorine, you will get S2Cl2. It appears like H2O2. So it has open loop structure. sp3 hybridization. So these are the halides of sulfur. Okay, for this session it is over. We will look at some of the properties of the 16th group elements on the next class. Hope you are doing the objective questions. Okay, thank you.